of us will be done with this snow even before sunset tonight. Taking a look in Woodland Park right now, roads are just wet. The sun is starting to come back out as showers are starting to come to an end for you after picking up a couple inches of slushy snowfall. In Colorado Springs downtown, at some point there was some sticking of the snow to the ground. Not right now though, and snow is coming to an end there. It looks like the road is slowing down a little bit on I-25 just south of Fountain. This is where we have some of the heavier precipitation right now. It is accumulating on the grass. It's not accumulating on the roadways. Main concern for the roadways this afternoon is the fact that you'll have lower visibility and they're wet, so it'll pick up that moisture and it'll just be a bit slippery. It's looked like this in Pueblo for about the past hour, where snow is falling, but it's just immediately melting on the ground. So we have this main batch of precipitation here that's moving towards the southeast, and as we progress through the evening, I expect these showers to also start to lose some of their gusto, and they will start to dry out. And by 8 o'clock, looks like we're pretty much clear of this storm. And then after that, we're looking at a hard freeze tonight. I'll talk about overnight lows coming up. In Colorado Springs this afternoon, the snow is coming to an end, so we had this quick burst in the afternoon. The main hazard with the snow today is that it creates low visibility on the roads, and roads are wet, so they're not completely free of slippery conditions, but I'm not expecting freezing roadways tonight. Things are going to be pretty decent in terms of road conditions from a snowfall. So it's 32 degrees right now in Colorado Springs. Blustery northerly wind makes it feel like 21. And look how fun this is in Pueblo. Got a snow globe right now. It's not really sticking to the ground yet, but at least elevated surfaces in the grass will see some light accumulation in Pueblo with this heavier snow that's moving in right now. So as you can tell on our radar, it's having a tough time trying to depict what is falling from the sky. But as we could see from our Pueblo sky cam, it is falling as snow, even though the color did change. This is our main line of snowfall. And as you can tell, it's starting to break up a bit. It's not quite as concentrated. And as we progress through the evening, this is going to continue to break up, lose some of its strength, and some dry air will kind of filter in and end this precipitation between about 7, 8 o'clock. So because the bulk of this precipitation is falling during daylight hours, as I mentioned, tonight, I'm not overly concerned about slick roadways. Of course, there could be a few slippery spots, but otherwise, once road temperatures finally drop below freezing, by that time, the snow is done. It is quite uncomfortable outside. It is quite gusty, wind gusts 30, 40 miles per hour. And our temperatures are definitely cooling down behind this system. We're in the 20s, 30s, some 40s still lingering. But overnight it's going to get really cold, especially as the sky clears. We'll lose any of the heat that we did have today, and we're dropping to the teens and 20s. So we do have a freeze warning in place. It will go into effect at 10 p.m. and expire at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So you still have some time to protect your fruit trees, protect any plants that started to bloom and you just want to save them, cover them up, bring in your potted plants. We're in for another hard freeze Saturday night into Sunday morning. This is where we have a freeze watch. And the temperature, for the most part, this snow is starting to come to an end. We still have this moderate snowfall kind of right over Pueblo, and we do have some showers still in Lincoln County. Things are really starting to wrap up in the Rocky Ford area, just a few light flakes there. Here in Colorado Springs, Teller County, pretty much done with the snow now. As far as temperatures go, now we are settling into the cold. It's definitely cold out there, 20s, 30s, some 40s, and overnight we're expecting a hard freeze. So our overnight temperature is falling to the teens and 20s. You still have some time to cover your plants for the deep freeze that's about to settle in. Megan?
Alex, thanks.
Oh, we've had a blast of winter precipitation this afternoon in Colorado Springs near the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. Bill captured this photo of his backyard, shared it with me. We like spring snow because it brings a lot of moisture and not a lot of a headache. We have wet ground conditions, but elevated surfaces have that snow that's accumulated. In Divide, it looked like a beautiful winter wonderland today. Thank you, Kim, for sharing your view. And let's go live now to Woodland Park, where outside we have the roof still covered in snow, but the roads are looking great. The sidewalks even completely melted. Pikes Peak looks a little extra pretty with a fresh blanket of snow. It's cold out there, 24 degrees, but I'm not concerned about roadways tonight because road temperatures are above freezing, and by the time they drop below freezing, this storm is going to be done. So it's 37 in Pueblo right now, and you're kind of the last spot that it's snowing right now. It's 37 degrees, and we still have the active snowfall here. There is also kind of a disconnect between this band of snow that's mostly in Lincoln County, but it's starting to move into our easternmost zones just south of I-70. So this long line of snow is where we'll have the last hurrah of precipitation tonight. But this storm system is coming to an end, and between about now and 8 o'clock, precipitation should be done, and then the clouds will eventually start to clear out, and then we're settling in for a very cold night. It is pretty uncomfortable outside when you pair the cold air with the wind. The wind is strongest in the eastern plains and our interior mountains right now. Temperature-wise, we're in the 20s, 30s, couple 40s, and then overnight, this is where the deep freeze settles in. We'll drop to the teens and 20s, and we're in a freeze warning for pretty much all of the lower elevations where plants will potentially be harmed by the hard freeze expected. So that will go into effect at 10 p.m. It will expire at 8 a.m. Saturday. However, we'll have another freeze watch Saturday night into Sunday morning for just about the same spots. It's not going to be quite as cold Saturday night into Sunday morning, but still many of us will fall into the 20s. So you'll want to keep your sensitive vegetation covered for 2 nights, not just tonight. So tomorrow, it's remaining pretty chilly, only a high of 56.